We all go crazy for biohacking and longevity these days, but I wanted to get to the bottom of it. So I invited a friend, someone that you'll recognize who lives and breathes this world. Dia Schwarz, founder of NØØT, neuroscientist, healer, and integrative medicine expert. Today, we're asking the question that no one wants to touch. Is biohacking hype, or is it the answer to cancer, aging, and the chronic diseases draining our society? Here's what I've already learned. If your supplement isn't biointelligent, you're not biohacking, you're guessing. Dia showed me that real biohacking isn't about pills or IV drops. It starts with data, blood work, hormone panels, nutrient mapping. Without it, you're blindfolded. This isn't wellness theater, it's biology, precision, and prevention at its core. Dia, it's so nice to see you and spend some time, and I feel like you are my private professor as I continue to learn my own wellness protocol and journey. But I really want to dive into this because I get these questions and I know enough to be dangerous, but I want to be informative. And I know that I'm sure the audience does as well. So if you don't mind, I want to start right out of the gate and understand what the single biggest misconception in biohacking today is.
Absolutely, Rod. Hi again. And I'm super happy to answer that because it's such a buzzword, this whole biohacking and longevity thing. So I think it's great to talk about it and to talk about all the details and get to know a little bit of the background about biohacking. So generally that you can hack your biology with trends, powders, or overhyped pills. If your gut is inflamed or your hormones are depleted, or your supplements are filled with fillers, when we discussed that a lot, nothing gets absorbed, right? So that's not biohacking at all. It's just an expensive guessing in the best case. So true biohacking restores your body command systems, your hormonal, your cellular, and metabolic. So it can repair, it can adapt, and most importantly, biohacking can prevent disease. So we also talk a lot about prevention here. And I think to most of the people, that is not clear. They all think it's just a you live forever thing, but it's actually really about prevention.
I love that because that speaks to lifestyle to me. I think a lot of people think of nice to have or they add it on as they're adding something to a salad. No, this is lifestyle. Okay, so supplements and IV drips alone aren't the answer?
No,
I thought you might say that.
they are definitely not the answer. So let me come up with an example because then it's easier to grasp. Talk about vitamin D, for example. It's the perfect case study. Millions worldwide, but also millions of Americans just take it, but they remain in a deficiency. Why? It's without magnesium, K2, and gut integrity. It's biologically inert. This is the point. Biohacking isn't about adding more, taking more. Biohacking is about making what you take truly usable for your body. Intelligent input beats blind consumption every time.
Said, and now it makes sense to me when you're talking about it's not about taking away or the additive element to it. It's helping it. It's like they say we only use 10% of our brain. What if we could use 12%? I could use that. Okay, so where does prevention fit into this picture that you're painting?
Yeah, and it's the part generally where people overlook. I said that before, biohacking is prevention. If you want to live longer, you don't only want to live longer, you want to be healthy when you live longer, and you want to feel energetic. Chronic disease, including cancer, by the way, often begins with unchecked inflammation, impaired detox pathways, mitochondrial dysfunction, hormonal collapse. There's no this hormonal collapse. And by restoring those systems early, you change your entire health protocol. So really, prevention is the key. And this is what biohacking is about.
Are you really saying that biohacking can help prevent cancer?
It's generally a cellular repair, it's hormonal balance, and it's nutrient-dense food that switches on longevity pathways. It's almost fringe anymore. It's where medicine generally is headed. And to answer your question, it's a bold question, so it needs a bold answer. And if you ask me personally, Yes. Because cancer's biology is rooted in dysfunction. We can measure its oxidative stress, broken cell signaling, impairing immunity, tons of other things. Yeah. Depression, a lot of things are massive indication that something is clearly wrong. Biohacking / prevention tackles this upstream, optimize mitochondria, repair gut and liver pathways, modulate hormones, and feed cells phytonutrients from plants that flip anti-aging switches. And you ask about cancer. Cancer are sick cells. So it's literally not magic, right? It's biochemistry aligned with nature. So my answer is yes. For me, that's definitely the case. And you cannot cure it and you cannot prevent it 100%. But big times, that's for sure.
I want to talk about something that I feel like I know. It's almost as if it's become an entity, which are fillers, because we hear about them all the time. Why are they so damaging?
Yes, then most of the supplements in the US, especially in the US, are fillers. And a lot of change is happening and people becoming aware. So it's the whole filler thing is something which really triggers me because
I can tell.
Yeah, I can not even talk about it. They silently disrupt. It's magnesium stearate blocks absorption. So magnesium stearate is almost in every single supplement in the US. Please turn your bottle, check it. Titanium dioxide is even banned in Europe. It still hides in US supplements. Maltodextrin. We discussed it at length. It spikes your blood sugar and fuels your inflammation. Silicon dioxide. Great to have it in your supplement. It irritates the gut. So, if you're trying to heal, why swallow what harms you? It's very important. And I want to stress that again and again. Everybody listening to that, and hopefully everybody not listening to that, turn the bottle, check on those ingredients. They are fillers and they are not good for you. Actually, the opposite. And at NØØT for us, 0 fillers is a non-negotiable standard. I cannot have a wellness or a supplement or a biohacking longevity brand and have fillers in there. To say it in a friendly way, it doesn't make sense.
Hormones seem central, at least from what I'm hearing. Why are they at the core of all of this?
They control the panel of the body. Let's talk about pregnenolone, for example. It's the mother hormone. It plummets by 60% in midlife, collapsing progesterone, estrogen, testosterone, even the cortisol stability. And DHEA drives and repairs immunity and longevity. Without restoring the both of them, you can't fully rejuvenate, if that makes sense, or prevent disease. Hormonal precision is prevention medicine is in its purest form. And that means, yes, you cannot only lean on supplements or on hacking or whatsoever. Sometimes, and they are called hormone alternative therapies because you can supplement them in a way and support your body to age healthier, to prevent, and not only diseases, also some very uncomfortable things like heavy issues with menopause or prostate health. So it's important to look into your hormones and it's important to do your blood work. And you said that at the beginning. You've got to do your blood work. You've got to understand where is your testosterone, where is your estrogen, and so on and so forth. And just don't go and get a testosterone injection.
I just had blood work done yesterday, Dia. I'm following the protocol. I just had my blood work done. Okay. I want to make sure I can read through the noise. Can you share with us myths that nobody's talking about? Maybe, dare I say, dirty truths or propaganda?
Yes, you can say that.
Okay.
You can say that there are a lot of dirty truths. Okay. For example, probiotics. Without prebiotics, there is 0 colonization. Forget about it. Don't even take it. You just waste your money. Give it to somebody else. fish oil runs from oxidation. It's basically a cellular toxin. Ashwagandha microdosing, now very high, like 300 milligram. It's just non-therapeutic. It will have no impact or almost no impact. Another one, oh yes, collagen without vitamin C. It won't build collagen. Just, it's not happening, right? Or the best now, all these NAD creams. It's just, for me, it's cosmetic fantasy. It must enter the cells. Otherwise, there is just no use. All those famous detox drinks. Most of them, if you turn it around, they contain more sugar than anything else, and therefore they harm you. They may even cause diabetes. Then they would work, on the other hand, on detox. Oh, yes. And then another big thing in the US, worldwide, but I've seen that in the US big times, is the constant consume of melatonin supplements called supplements. It's sleeping pills. And they just would frame it and would say, oh, yeah, melatonin supplement. No, it's not a supplement. The moment you take constant melatonin, in fact, it shuts down all natural production. So tell me, how are you able to sleep without it? If your body's not producing it on its own anymore. Be very careful with this whole melatonin supplementation. Another one is curcumin without piperine. 90% wasted. You need to bioenhance it. Otherwise, your body cannot absorb it properly. Synthetic B12. It's liver burdening, nothing else. And it's totally purely absorbed. And last but not least, caffeine as a biohack. No, it's just a crutch for broken mitochondria. Those are just a few of them, but you may resonate with the...
I do, and I think I
one
probably...
plus the other.
I speak to the audience and where you just feel like I don't feel as educated as I want to be, but I do feel as if the bright, shiny lights of marketing are probably what sort of snag us in. It's going fishing. It's on the hook.
Yeah.
I know nootropics are big, and I want to understand what they are and why do you use them at NØØT?
Nootropics is a huge hype at the moment. Great. I'm so happy about it. I'm a big fan because nootropics are the natural compounds that support brain performance. Their impact goes by far beyond focus or Alzheimer or dementia prevention or being more energetic. They truly enhance your neuroplasticity, your emotional regulation, your memory, and your long-term cognitive health. So yeah, you ask about NØØT. I mean, even the name comes from it. We only use natural nootropics like lion's mane, bacopa. Those support the nerve regeneration, the stress resilience, and even recovery, and supports the recovery from long COVID and burnout. So nootropics are not about overstimulation. They are about real neutral repair and mental balance. For me, that is real biohacking.
And phytogens. Now that's one that seems to be new on the scene. Now, maybe not, it's not new on, they're not new on the scene, but just for people's awareness. What are they?
You say phytogens or phytogens? I have to learn. I'm sorry, I have to
Oh,
learn.
I said phytogens, but see, I need to be corrected. So I said phytogens.
I believe it's phytogens. I'm very proud. Anyway, to answer your question, the phytogens are bioactive compounds found from plants. And they're very rich in antioxidants, enzymes, very important, and again, hormone modulating effects. So you would want to think of them as cellular messengers. So from curcumin's anti-inflammatory powders to flavonoids that balance estrogen or polyphenols that support your mitochondria. All these compounds, they regulate detox, very important, the immunity, and aging at a cellular level. So we again talk about biohacking here, right? Phytogens are the bridge, literally, between food and pharmacology. So they are essential to what we call biointelligent supplementation.
And I have to admit, microdosing is something that I struggle with understanding. A lot of it is basing the sort of what's the truth versus the hype.
Yeah. In any way, microdosing is one of the most powerful and subtle and powerful tools in biohacking. If I talk about NØØT, we work a lot with microdosing as well. So at NØØT, we use low non-psychedelic doses of medicinal mushrooms, for example, to gently recalibrate the nervous system. And if we talk about low dose, it's high dose in terms of what kind of different kind of mushrooms are in there or what bio-enhancing substances, natural substances are added. Therefore, it's actually high dose, but you take it every day, so you do microdosing. Microdosing is about shift or a subtle shift over time, creating space for lasting transformation without overwhelming your whole system, because that's the opposite of the excess. So yeah, it's precision healing.
Okay, so I want to give you the floor. How does NØØT rewrite, and I underscore the word rewrite, the biohacking landscape?
By engineering supplements that align with biology. Zero fillers, clinical dosing, true bioavailability. And we also believe, and I said that before, if you have support from like hormonal support from pregnenolone or DHEA, which we do not sell at NØØT, but those are amazing to support your journey. You can bring all that in. And DHA for immune and cellular repair, adaptogens, which we do have in our portfolio to regulate stress pathways, phytogens, as just discussed, for detox and longevity, nootropics for brain health and neuroplasticity. This is what we want to do. This is what we are doing, bringing a whole portfolio, coming up with a whole portfolio which has everything what you need in order to biohack and to live a long, healthy life. So biohacking isn't just a noise, it's really precision. We're going to rewrite it by disruption backed by science, because this is not something you just guess or you think it's going to work. It's working. And it's not just the future of performance, it's the future of prevention. And I cannot stress this enough. Biohacking is the future of prevention, because if you do that, you know what's going on in your body. And that, let me remind you again, implies you have to do your blood work to understand where you're at, and then you're ready to biohack. But not just take any kind of supplements, not from anybody. Make sure you understand where you're at, and then help your body to heal, to restore, to recover, to rebuild, and then you're strengthening your body. Because keep in mind, if you take the wrong supplements, if you take the wrong stuff, you may stress your body. So you cannot just buy tons of pills and take them and think that's good for you. It's definitely not. It might cause the opposite.
What I love and what I have learned today is, look, I think that we have been culturally, there has been this education around once a day. We don't ever look at what's in there. We just take that vitamin. It starts off with kids and the vitamins that they take. And so it's about behavioral patterns. And really what you've done, you've hacked my own understanding of the patterns that I think or I thought were healthy. And that's what I love about it, because it makes me actually look at the way in which I want to improve my health protocol and be on a journey where I'm not passive, but I'm active. I'm a participant in my own health.
And you should be, because it's your own body. It's your own life.
It's my vehicle.
It's your vehicle. And people just let someone else drive this vehicle. Doctors, it's ridiculous. No, you should be the driver. And that, of course, also, I want you to be responsible, to feel responsible for your health. You need to do your driving license, then you can drive your car. Do your license for your own health. Understand what your body needs. And it's easy. Go do your blood work. You get to know your body better. You may understand easier what your defenses are and why you feel sad, sick, your immune system is low, you have inflammation issues. Whatever you have, you gain weight and you don't understand why, just check your blood work, talk to your doctor, and then supplement wisely. And to not have any confusion left, there is, of course, there are supplements, and we even have them at NØØT, who are biohacking supplements. But generally, the idea of biohacking is to understand where you're at, and to be able to fit into that precisely, to really support your body to be either prepared what's coming, to heal what's going on or what has not been okay so far, and to strengthen yourself and to reconnect you with yourself to understand what you truly need.
Again, like I said at the very beginning, I feel like you're my own private professor, and I just so appreciate it because I'm learning on this journey. I hope everybody else is. Look, if you're not testing, tracking, and correcting, that's the responsibility piece, you're not biohacking, right? You're
No.
gambling with your own biology. Precision is the future, and prevention is the answer. We want to thank Dia Schwarz and NØØT again for educating us and being our partners and friends along this journey. You can go to NØØT.us to learn more.